A very good afternoon to all of you.
Good afternoon.
Very good afternoon. Are you sleepy?
Good
Afternoon,
afternoon,
sir.
sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Do you feel sleepy? Huh?
No, sir.
Are you feeling sleepy?
No, sir.
No. To have the twilight, to pluck out the sleep from your mind, as Nelson Mandela had the twilight. Take the sleep, moody mind, and put it in a box, secret. Let it come out tomorrow. Okay. So, in the last class, we were going in very, very, very deep. Only 6 or 7 lines we have seen, but we have gone to the depth of the meaning. If you understand that, it is easy for us to read the next lines. Clear now? Okay, let us come. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family. So, in the beginning, Nelson Mandela gave importance to his family. Which obligation? Which
First,
obligation? Aditya, which obligation?
first obligation.
First obligation to his family. So, as a normal human being, Nelson Mandela gave his first preference to his family. He did not keep the society, he did not keep the country above his family. No, but in attempting to serve my people, when he tried to serve his people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations as a son, a brother, a father, and a husband. You see, in front of Nelson Mandela, there came two obligations, twin obligations. In the beginning, he did not remember, think about his country. He did not think about his countrymen. He was thinking about his wife. He was thinking about his family members. First obligation. But later, when he tried to fulfill his obligation to his fellow men, countrymen, second obligation, at that time, he realized the fact that he was unable to fulfill his first obligation. See, both are the two sides of same coin. If you concentrate on your first obligation, you will not be able to fulfill the second obligation. Clear now? If you try to fulfill the second obligation towards the country, then you will have to sacrifice the first obligation. You see, did you notice the terms that I used? First, I told if you concentrate on your first obligation towards a family, you will not be able to fulfill second obligation. You cannot. Clear now? You will not be able. The second sentence. If you concentrate on the fulfillment of second obligation, I use a word, you will have to sacrifice your first obligation. You have to sacrifice. You have to say a no Because why did I use this word sacrifice there? Raya, do you follow me? Do you follow me?
Yes, sir.
So why did I use this one? Sacrifice, because each and every human being, first of all, enters into the first obligation towards his family. From there, he moves to second obligation. So when he reaches a second obligation, he has to say no to the first one. He have to leave the family. Clear now? For him, Nelson Mandela understood that I was prevented. I was stopped. I was stopped from fulfilling my first obligation as a son, as a brother, as a father, and as a husband. Melvin, what happened? Hmm? Any connectivity problem?
No, sir.
No, no. Oh, okay, okay. Okay. So I thought some other connectivities are coming from far and wide, so you are distracted. Uh, attend very well. So you see, therefore, Nelson Mandela turned himself to the second obligation, his obligation towards the citizens of the country. That is, a change happened in him. Next paragraph. I was not born with a hunger to be free. You see, this lesson is based on great philosophy. This lesson is based on great principles of life. So you have to understand each and every line. A large depth of meaning is there in each sentence. So you have to attend very carefully all the explanations that I give you. Then only you will be able to write by yourself in the right manner. I was not born with a hunger to be free. That means when he was a small boy, in his childhood, he never thought of finding freedom. People are like that. Every situation is at home. We are not aware about the slavery. You are living there as a child. He needs food. He needs some toys. He wants to play. That's all. That is his freedom. So Nelson Mandela, as a normal child, he never yearned for freedom. I was born free. At home, he was free inside home. Free in every way that I could know. He enjoyed freedom in his childhood, free to run in the fields. You see his freedom, free to run in the fields near my mother's hut. For a child, it is freedom. When he is permitted to play in the courtyard, he is free. Suppose your mother says, take the football. Melvin, take the football. He is sitting in a football costume, sports costume. So take the football and play there near the road. So he feels that I am free. I enjoy freedom. Nelson Mandela thinks like that. Nelson Mandela thinks like that. He was permitted to play in the fields near the house. So he was feeling free. He was allowed to free. He was allowed to swim in the clear stream in the river. He was sent, you go and enjoy swimming in the river. So he enjoyed freedom that ran through my village. Free to roast mealies under the stars and ride the broad backs of slow moving bulls. You see, these are his freedom. Get some corns and fry it and eat it. sit in some bullock carts or small uh, bulls and run here and there. If you go to North India, UP, Uttar Pradesh, or Bihar, you will be seeing in the villages, children will be sitting on the top of bullocks, buffaloes, and they will be playing in the field. They enjoy. As a child, Nelson Mandela understood freedom in this way: to play in the field, to swim in the stream. Stream means a small river. To cook some corns and eat. To play with some bullocks or buffaloes. This was his freedom, idea of freedom. So that is why he never desired for freedom. As long as I obeyed my father and abided by the customs of my tribe. Abided means obey, obey only. Obey the rules, that is abide by. After abide, the preposition comes by. Abide by. So as long as he was an obedient son of his parents, parents are permitting him everything. Suppose at home there is a computer, at home there is some electronic equipments at home. Please think. And your parents think that you are an obedient Isha, you are an obedient child. Isha is an obedient child. And parents is that Isha will be using all these things very carefully. So parents will say to Isha, Isha, you may use it. Isha feels that I get freedom. I need not ask permission from my parents. But Soval was a naughty fellow. Now he is a very good fellow. Soval was a naughty fellow. So his uncle told him, uncle, isn't it? Uncle and aunt told him, hey, Soval, don't touch that thing. You sit down there. We will switch on. Last year, not now, now you are an obedient boy, very good boy. You see, freedom, freedom. So you see, Nelson Mandela says, as long as he was obedient to his parent, as long as he was abided by the rules of the society. What is rules of the society? Every society has some custom. For example, we have a custom of honoring our teachers. Isn't it, Shweta? We have a custom of honoring teachers.
Yes, sir.
Do we have?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When we see a teacher, we stand up. Good morning, teacher. Good morning, teacher. Wishing the teacher, standing up. Do you do? Do you do? We are at home.
Yes, sir.
Can we see the teacher?
Yes, sir.
How can we see the teacher? When teacher comes, we will wish.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good. Okay, very good, Fizan. So you see, I will tell you, when I was studying in my village around 50 years ago, 50 years ago, when I was studying there in my village, most of the teachers of my school were passing across my house, in front of the house. A main road was there. So teachers were walking along that road. So we see teachers every morning and every evening. Before we go to school, we could see teachers were walking in uniform. And after the school, we run from the school home. Later, the teachers would come. Clear now? So as soon as, since my house was in near the road, facing to the road, as soon as the teacher comes at my eyesight, what I do? I stand up in front of my house and I fold my hands like this till the teacher goes. I won't say anything. The teacher goes. When the teacher is gone out of my sight, I come back. One custom, honoring the teacher. Another thing, when the elders come home, suppose if we are sitting there, either on the floor or on the chair, we stand up. We don't sit with the elders. Now, you may be sitting with your parents on the sofa. Parents may be sitting that side and you are sitting this side. Okay, well and good. But this was the custom. Children shall not sit at the same level where the elders are sitting. So at that time, we would sit on the floor. We would sit on the floor. Elders will be sitting on the bench or chairs. These are social customs. So as that creates a good behavior, isn't it? Character, character formation. So as long as I obey, as long as I obey, as long as I obey my parents, as long as I obey the system rules of the society, I am a good boy. Isn't it? People will say, you are good. Ah, he is a good boy. A certificate is given. Your parent will say, my son is good. Then they will permit me to do my freedom. For Nelson Mandela, freedom was that. Clear now? You see, underline, as long as I obeyed my father, underline that sentence, and abide by the customs of my tribe, abide by, obeyed, obeyed. I was not troubled by the laws of man or God. I was enjoying freedom. It was only when I began to learn. You can put the curly bracket there. That 3 lines of the previous paragraph, last 3 lines. And on
Survey is as long as
Kisan,
sir,
make a curly bracket on the last 3 lines of the previous paragraph. That is, as long as I obeyed. And write on the left side, freedom as a child. Freedom as a child. Now I am coming to the next paragraph. It was only when I began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion. Illusion means not a reality, not real, not real, unreal. Illusion, unreal, illusion, unreal. But it seems to be real. In dreams, you see, it seems to be real. In dreams, you are flying in the helicopter, and you are reaching the top of the hill, and you are jumping from there. You may feel it as real, but really, that is unreal, not real. Really, that is not real. Such is known as illusion. Illusion. So, you see, when Nelson Mandela began to learn that my boyhood freedom was an illusion when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me. So when Nelson Mandela became a young man, he realized what is real freedom. What is real freedom? When he was a youth, he understood the meaning of being free. Being free. Then he understood that what I thought in my childhood, that was not the real freedom. Sitting on the bullock, swimming in the stream, that is not the real freedom. Real freedom is something other than playing with the bullocks, swimming in the stream, eating some cornflakes. No, no, no. It is something different. You see that we are going to see. Adil, do you follow me? Can you
Sir.
follow? Adile,
Sir.
can you follow me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. Why is so late to say? Okay, when I call your name, you by that time switch on your you unmute it. So when I discovered as a young man that my freedom had already been taken from me. When I was a young man, I realized that my freedom was taken from me. I am not enjoying freedom in my life.
Sir, sir, near that
Huh?
as long as I obeyed, there is still what you
What do
wanted
you ask?
freedom. Sir, that as long as I obeyed that, no, that point, that near that one bracket, what you want once more can,
I couldn't get you. What do you ask?
sir, that
Ah,
as long as I obeyed that point, no, that near one bracket you do right now, that which
no, no, you
children
see, that is
freedom.
over. That is what I told. That is the freedom as a child. He
Okay, sir.
enjoyed it. His his concept. He thought about freedom. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So at first, now you see, at first, as a student, underline the word student. As a student, I wanted freedom only for myself. So when he was a small boy, as a student, he desired freedom for himself. I, I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. I wanted freedom only for myself. The transitory freedoms of being able to stay out at night, read what I please, go where I choose. Transitory, changing, changing, not permanent. Transitory, changing, not permanent, not permanent. See, as a student, the transitory freedoms, moving from one place to another. You have studied transitive verb, intransitive verb. Sania, have you studied? Two types of verbs, transitive verb, intransitive verb. Have you heard of it? No. No, I from her face itself, I can understand that you have not heard it. So sometimes we may hear in the course of time. We may study in the course of time. Okay. So transitory, changing. So transitory freedom of being. What is the transitory freedom? As a student, he wanted to stay outside one night. At my uncle's house, all they have come from Dubai without corona, without corona. All have come from Dubai. And there are 3, 4 children of your own age. And you wanted to go there and play with them overnight. Mama told Sania, you go, spend 2 days there and play with them, enjoy with them. Sania was very happy. Sania thinks, I have freedom, you see, to stay outside. Then another kind of freedom the student demands. Aditya, read the book whichever you please. You are pleased. You see, Mama says study maths now, but you want to study English. So Mama says study maths now. So you feel not free. But Mama says to Aditya, you read the book which you are pleased, which you like. Then Aditya is very happy. Freedom, a kind of freedom a student enjoys. Clear now? Clear now? Josie sir says, you can sleep at any time after 8 o'clock. Don't sit up to 11 o'clock or 10:30. Don't sit. No need to sit. You can sleep at any time. So, we have freedom. I was trying to pulling on myself to reach, and some more other day I have moved the needle of the clock to 10:25, so that within 5 minutes it will be. I thought it was 10:30. I went to bed. You see, you see, feels the freedom to do whatever the student desires. Student thinks that is the freedom. As a student, Nelson Mandela thought like that. Later, later, as a young man, underline young man. So, student, as a student, what was his concept of freedom? As a student. Now, as a young man, what was his concept of freedom? So, later, as a young man in Johannesburg, Johannesburg is the famous town in South Africa. Fagat, can you switch on your video? Let me want to see your face. Fagat. Just I want to get in touch with your face and name. That is why I'm getting only this one period to see you. So in between, when I look at, I will be able to recognize you. That is why, not with one day, many days. That is why I'm calling same name for some days, so that at least that name will be familiar to me. That face will be familiar to me. I am not discarding others. Just I want to learn your face and name. That is why I am calling out certain names only in the beginning. Okay, once I get in touch with, it's okay. Then no need to call your names also. Okay, you see, when as a young man, when I was in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic honorable freedom. When I was a young man in Johannesburg, I yearned for the basic freedom. Now he says, which are the basic freedoms, Srihari? Which are the basic freedom? Freedom of achieving my potential. Number one, freedom of achieving my potential. What is potential? My inborn abilities. Unfulfilled abilities. Clear now? Unfulfilled abilities. Shall I write? Do you want? You see, potential. I am giving not exactly the denotation. I am giving you the sentence-based answers. Potential here means unfulfilled ability. or simply capability. In your language, capacity. All these meanings I will explain. See, so freedom of achieving my potential. I have the capacity, I have the ability to become an engineer. To become an engineer. At present, I am not an engineer. At present, I am not a doctor, but I have the capacity to become a doctor. So I consider it is my freedom to go and study and to become a doctor. That is my freedom. Clear now? Clear now? That is what it is
Yes,
told.
sir.
Freedom of achieving my potentials. You have a lot of capacities. You have a lot of capabilities. You have a lot of abilities. You have the ability to sing. You have the ability to ride a cycle. You have the ability to make a gusti, wrestling. You have the ability to become an athlete. You have an ability to study well. You have an ability to become an engineer. You have an ability to become an executive. Everything is in you. When you nourish your capacity, when you grow your capacity, and you become what you desire, you achieve the goal. I told you, you have the capacity to reach 93%. This is your potential. Clear now? This is your potential. You go to a school, you go to a city, you will do hard work. When you reach this potential becomes a reality. Clear now? A potential become a reality. So Nelson Mandela thinks that in his youth, freedom means when he gets all facilities to make real the capacity, the capability, a reality of earning my keep, earning my keep, the things what I want, earning my daily needs. In your language, pocket money. In papa's language, money for the daily expenses of the family, earning the keep. Then that is a freedom. Yeah, freedom to go and work whatever you desire and to earn money. Next one, freedom of marrying and having a family. So 1, 2, 3. Achieving my potential, number 1. Earning my keep, number 2. Marrying and having a family. All these 3 are not illegal. All these are permitted by the law. You see, the freedom not to be obstructed in a lawful life. The people who obey the rules of the nation are permitted to earn his keep, earn money for his daily livelihood. And a man who is obeying the rules of the society, rules of the country, is permitted to have a family, marry and have a family. A person who is abide by the rules of the state, rules of the country, he can go and make his potential a reality. So as a youth, it was his freedom was like this. So there from young man to last line, you can make a curly bracket and write freedom as a youth. These are questions. From a young man, from that line to in a lawful life, you can put a curly bracket like this. This is what I mean, curly bracket. And on the left side, you write freedom as a youth. So it is easy to understand when you read the textbook. But then I slowly saw that not only was I not free, I was not only free. So when he grew up, he realized that not only he was not free, but my brothers and sisters were not free. Underline. But my brothers and sisters were not free. Who are the brothers and sisters? Whether are they his siblings?
No.
No, countrymen. His countrymen. Jerlin, do you follow me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any doubts? Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Doubt is there.
No.
If you have the doubt, attend the class very well. Doubt will be cleared. Okay. Okay. But my brothers and sisters, my countrymen, my fellow people are not enjoying freedom. This was a great realization. Please switch off the please mute your mic. So he realized that many of the people of South Africa were not enjoying freedom. I saw that it was not just my freedom that was cut. The same sentence in another sentence, another way. I realized, I saw. Here means I saw means I realized, I understood. I understood. I understood. Please switch on the videos. I understood that it was not just my freedom. It was not my freedom only, but the freedom of everyone who looked like I. What does it mean? Who looked like I? Black people.
Yes, sir.
Black people. So when I looked at the society, I realized that not only myself, not only I, the whole black community was not enjoying freedom. Was not enjoying freedom. It was not just my freedom that was curtailed, that was taken, that was stopped, curtailed, stopped, taken, reduced. All these meanings here, best is taken, taken. Not only my freedom was taken, but underline the freedom of everyone who looked like I, comma. After I, you can put a comma. I did curtail, did take. Clear now? So it was
The
taken.
freedom of
That is when I joined the African National Congress. It is a short form is ANC. ANC, African National Congress. Like that one Congress was in India. What was that? What was that?
Indian National Congress.
Indian National Congress, INC. Indian National Congress that was leading the freedom fight in India. In South Africa, it was African National Congress. That is when I joined the African National Congress, and that is when the hunger for my own freedom became the greater hunger for the freedom of my people. So, when he realized his fellow men were not enjoying the freedom, his fellow men, his people of the country, the black people of South Africa, were not enjoying freedom. Please switch on the videos, those who are sitting here. Should I call out the names? Only 4 people, 6 people are there with the photos. Switch on. Some people I am seeing for the first time. I do not want to call out the names now. So, when he realized that people of the country, black people of the country, were not enjoying freedom, their freedom is taken out. When he joined African National Congress, he came to know this realization, this knowledge made his hunger for freedom, his hunger his hunger for his own freedom became the freedom of the nation. That means he sacrificed his individual, his personal freedom for the sake of the freedom of the nation. That is what we have seen. I told you in the previous minutes. If you want to attain, if you want to achieve the second obligation, you will have to sacrifice the first obligation. Here, when I am happy to see this board, screen number 1. They are very good at opening their videos. Okay, thank you. Very good. Be always like this.
Thank you, sir.
So, when Nelson Mandela joined African National Congress,